time flies if you're having fun. It really is true, isn't it? Well, if you saw the show earlier on today, we had lots of fun with this. This is the brand new and exclusive Do You Love Your Colouring? Well, imagine colouring in beautiful, beautiful foiled pieces, absolutely effortlessly. Oh my word, these can make you feel so artistic. You've got gorgeous designs, but if I give it a bit of a wiggle, oh my word, you've got top quality foiling. They're all foiled like this. It's that beautiful classic gold colour. And I don't know about you, but they just pop, they just stand out. So if you've got watercolour markers, watercolour paints, have a little potter around these and bring these to life. You've got so many. You've got 3 books jam-packed full. You've got card blanks. You've also got the matching envelopes. You may get these cream ones, you may get white ones with those, but what's guaranteed is the quantity. You get plenty. 25 to be precise of the cards with the matching envelopes. But the artwork is absolutely beautiful. Now, we're going to show you some during the show, but of course we are joined with Toni over of the old Tinterweb. Toni, how are we doing? You're good.
Hi everyone, welcome back.
Toni, how was your foot?
It's okay, thank you. I'm like, what's one of those animals called where they stand on one foot and the other one goes?
A flamingo.
I'm a flamingo, yeah.
So you're
That's
basically saying
today.
you're like a flamingo tonight?
Yeah, pretty in pink.
It's getting weird. I'd never thought I'd say that, Toni. This has been a bizarre start to the show. But I know it's easier for you to join us over Skype today. Makes sense. Seriously, I hope your foot's all right. And thanks so much, Toni. Toni, we are limited stock with a brand new and exclusive. Why do you think that is? Why has this been such a long time coming, do you think?
I think it's because it's something quite unique, something affordable, and it's going to allow you to step into the realms of being creative with the foiling system, but without the expensive machine. So in this particular kit, Charlie, you do get the 3 watercolour books. Now, if you missed the earlier show, I went into great detail. I appreciate they are limited stock now, so I'm just going to give a quick overview of what you actually get in the kit. You do get 3 watercolouring hot foiled books. Absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like this, particularly on an incredible weight watercolour card as well. And the fact that you can take the perforation out, with that perforation line, take that page out and you can pop it as artwork, you can mount it, you can pop it on your walls. But equally, cards, if you want to, leave it in the book, or you can just absolutely use it for mindfulness. Totally use it for mindfulness, which is where I started with it. I haven't made any cards with mine. I've just been going through the book and painting them as we go. And you can see that lovely gold foil in there. But you can see from all of the lovely samples what the design team have made. So let's talk about what you actually get in the kit. So before I get into the 3 books, you actually get a set of card blanks and envelopes. So you get 25. You might get cream, you might get white, you might get 5x7. But from all of you who know about our cards and coordinating envelopes, they are really luxurious. So you know you're going to get a lovely set to complement. I've put them in free to get you going just in case you are buying something brand new as a crafter. So let's have a look at the big one first. So in this particular one, you get 6 designs, 24 sheets, and they're 300 GSM in weight. Now you can see from the perforation line here, how many times do we pull these out and it either buckles the sort of wire system or it tears the piece of card. You can see how thick they are. So you've got that perforation line where you can pull them out, but check out the foiling. The detail is exquisite. Now, it took me a while to get the detail onto a card that has a small tooth, and I found it. It only took me, normally projects like this take me forever. This took me a matter of 6 months to pull together. As soon as I found it, I took it and I made it into these incredible watercolour books for you. So I'll just show you some of the designs really quickly. Then we have some larger ones. So all you need is your die cuts, words, if you have those. But if you don't have any words, I've got you covered in this system as well. So we have some beautiful tropical flowers. Then we have some frames. Then we have corner to corner for leaves. Then moving on, look at this. The words are brilliant, because if you don't have a stamping platform or some ink or loads of sentiments to stamp, here we are. So you get all different sentiments in there, all different shapes, easy to take away from the page. So that's book 1. It's not a choice of, you're getting all of them in this system. So that's book 1, that's botanicals. Then we'll look at florals, which is smaller. I'll just show you the scale. So you've got larger cards, smaller cards. I've tried to think about everybody here. So these ones are florals. Now, this is brilliant. If you're traveling on a plane, if you're in the caravan, or you're just needing something to be crafty with, but don't want to get out all your stash and all of the kit, then these are wonderful. So you have floral clusters. You have arches on here. The great thing about these are, if you do not want to invest in another machine, and I have a machine coming in the summer, okay, but if you do not want another machine, because I appreciate people have got tons of machines, then this is a shortcut to get that look, which is wonderful, at a super affordable price on high quality cardstock that's not going to pill, bevel or buckle as soon as you add the water. So that's your florals. Then we have tags and toppers which coordinate through. So you'll see some of the patterns repeated, but this is where it gets creative. So you can have bookmarks, decorate presents, still pop them on front of cards if you wish. So you have all different sizes, circle, arches. The foiling is just wow factor. You know, when we go to stores, Charlie, we've already spoke about this. As soon as you see a card with foiling, what do? We grab it with both hands because it just screams expensive, luxurious, and that's exactly what these are going to give on your handmade cards at home. Let me just keep going. I'll just show you the rest of them. Toppers as well, so you can stamp a sentiment. So we've left plenty of space to incorporate the rest of the stash, but equally not too much space so they can be left bare as well. So you get all three of those, and I'll just show you some samples real quick, and then I'll throw back to you, Charlie, because I appreciate you've got things to talk about. So let me just show you some of the wonderful samples. You have all of the stock. We spoke about this in the last show. You've already had a little bit more out of me. You've managed to squeeze my poorly foot and take some more. So here we go. This is the last. So let me just show you some of these lovely samples here. So these are from Elaine that I forgot to show you in the last show. Bless her. She's like, I'm sure my samples have got missing. I was like, they'll be somewhere in my building. But look at these. If you want to colour them all up, you can do that. A tag on the front of a card here. This one's beautiful. Look at this one. So it looks like you have the expensive machines. It looks like you have those plates. Now you think about the price of plates. They're £20 plus for a decent sized plate for a machine. It gets expensive, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I've done this. So although I am going to be doing a foiling system, this enables all the people that, again, like I've said, do not want another machine or do not want to get involved in extra table space when they're creating. They have enough stash. So these are going to be great builders in your stash, and you'll be able to separate them. You get 4 of each design, and you're going to be able to share these out if you want to. Maybe use one as an example, learn how to watercolour. There's an album here with all of the tags watercoloured inside. So you don't have to use them in the format that they're built for. You can totally make them your own. I'll let you show some of the samples over your side, Charlie, because you have some of the incredible samples too.
Oh, well, Tony, you're absolutely right, and you'll spoil us, and thanks to your design team as well. Do you know, Tony's absolutely right. You know, when you look at a batch of cards, a selection of cards, whether it's in a shop, whether it's in a craft fair, or whether I look at a shot like this, it's the foiled ones that always pop. They always grab my attention first. And because you can make and sell, it might mean you can get more money than you would if it wasn't foiled. They just give a heightened sense of luxury here. By the way, just to let you know, you've probably seen on the side of your screen it says limited stock. Well, it is well and truly limited stock. In fact, 95% of the stock. So we got the handful left. We've got the last 5%. If you fancy it, then go for it. This isn't going to be here at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And, well, once it's gone, which is why that's the case. The gold. What's your favourite colour to work with gold? Have a think. I do love my blues. By the way, this card here, guess how old the person was who coloured this in. You're not going to believe this. And this proves the point once and for all, this is easily accessible for all ages. It was from a person who was 6 years old. 6. Noel, I pronounced that right if you're watching. High five, my friends. You've absolutely nailed it. 6 years old did that. I mean, that's inspiring. So if you can hold a paintbrush, you can absolutely do this. If you've got crayons, maybe you like to work in that direction, like get your crayons on there first, or sorry, those colouring in pencils, and then get your water brushes to drag out the colour. That's going to work equally well too. And we saw in the previous demonstrations, you can wipe it afterwards. It gives you a really, really good resist. They are beautiful. You've got the botanicals, the florals, the foiling. There's so much to enjoy here. And it isn't just the books, don't forget. To get you going, you've got loads of card blanks there, and they're going to look gorgeous together. You've got the card blanks, and you've got a stack of matching envelopes. You may get these cream ones, you may get more of a white kind of tone. But what is guaranteed is the saving. You're saving £24.40 here. It's a big saving. You know, for new and exclusive, if that was just a fiver off, I'd be thinking, yeah, fair play, you can save a bit of money. But this is a good amount here, you know. It's not far, it's like a third off, really, isn't it? Or give or take, especially if you're a club member. So, yeah, go for it. It's 254585. I'm really, really excited. By the way, we've also got a cheeky little happy hour deal for you. Now, if you watched the previous show, we had those dies, didn't we? Completely different. We've got one of Stamps by Me's 3D embossing folders, and there's something romantic about this. And I don't know about you, do you know when you see hot air balloons, it hasn't been for a while, has it? Hot air balloons in the sky, you pause and you take a moment. There's something romantic and peaceful and tranquil about such a gorgeous view. Now, it's £4.49, so if you've been waiting for that moment, for that right price, and this is bound to be it, saving £5.50. So 347033. This has been a really, really exciting deal there. Now, talking about good deals, that's a limited time one, by the way, so that price goes up at 7 o'clock? At 9 o'clock tonight. But I've lost track of hours today. I just lost track. So yeah, 9 o'clock, that price will go back up. Now, we are always busy for this. Now, Tony raised a great point with this earlier on. I'm thinking frosting, I'm thinking giving ice, that fake snow, that kind of thing, shaker cards. You might have some glue you want to stick this onto for Christmas. I mean, Christmas card, this is going to be absolutely the one. Maybe you've got MDF pieces. Maybe it's going to be stuck onto ornamental pieces, on ornate baubles, for example. But, of course, if you've got alcohol inks, you can actually dye this. Put a little bit in a pot, separate pot, mix it up, and you can have coordinated glitter. Well, there are just a few reasons why this is not hanging around. Colourless, chunky glitter. It's about added texture, it's about added interest, and it's about a bargain price. £6.29 for club members, so 848259. Really, really impressed with that. Now, when it comes to cardboard storage, right, maybe you got a mismatch of stamps. Maybe it didn't come with packaging. No, maybe you've lost the packaging. Well, you might have different brands. You might have your birthday sentiments in one of these, and you can stamp them all out onto the front. Maybe you're batch making. Maybe you've got loads of toppers. You're going to put these in there whilst you're crafting. And maybe you're die cutting. Maybe you got some of those dies. You just want one die cut, but it creates several. What are you going to do with the leftover bits? Put them inside here. I think it's really, really worth it. But you're saving £8.80. It's better than half price considerably if you're a club member. So £7.19, it's 061960. Really impressed with those. Really, really good packaging. And if people are buying cards, you might, what's premium packaging really if you're going to be posting them? Who knows? Right, now, this was really busy earlier on today. I'm so pleased we got it. I'm going to cut straight to the chase on this one. This is my favourite piece. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. The moody tones on that. It's not often you see combinations like that when the dark's at the back. It is gorgeous. We love those tealy. It's like a natural dusky teal. That is absolutely beautiful. You're getting so many papers in here. So spring, summer, this is going to be the ones for you. A little bit of a faux glitter effect on the top there. The amount of pages again, was it 36? My word, yeah, 36 pages. The detail on the bees are beautiful. 200 GSM. Now, the stencil, let's have a look at this one here. It's right at the top. I might just move this away from the packaging so you can see it. Right, people love hexagons. There you go. How about that as an aperture? Perfect. But you get that one in there too. Now, you haven't got to use them all together. You can do. You could just extract a small part in the middle there. Just texture paste, just a section, just to build up added interest on those canvases and mixed media boards. That's really, really exciting. So you're going to get the stencil, and the stamp is beautiful. That is one beautiful, beautiful stamp. It's got a gorgeous, gorgeous message you've got there. So yeah, £22.49, saving £7.50. I know Tony's a big fan of this too. In fact, let's go back to Tony. Tony, this is a beautiful stamp you've got here, you know, and because sentiments and well, I want to say poetry, which of course it is. What about for the inserts of cards? That feels like a really good size.
Very poetic, Charlie. So yeah, about 2 years ago we went through a phase of creating sentiments that told just more than one thing, and that's exactly what this particular one does. It's of a grand size, so it can work on the interior or be a focal point on the exterior. But that paper that you get there's 12 designs in there as well. It's a really good quality. It goes through all of your embossing folders. It carries water too, as you know, with all of our lovely products. But let me just show you a quick handful set of samples, because I know we've got lots to show you. We've had some more things added to the show. So here are those wonderful papers that Charlie was talking about. Build them in with your stencils, fussy cut the bees as well. This is fussy cut from the papers. Then you have this lovely sentiment. Sometimes there are not enough words to capture the essence of a truly thankful heart and put it on paper. So this is my way of saying you are one in a million, and you'll never truly know the difference you've made. Thank you for everything. Oh. Which I think's wonderful.
Oh,
and then again here,
words.
so you can create that. It's lovely. I just love it. And then here are a few more of those incredible samples. If you love bees, you're really going to love this collection.
Totally, I love it. I love the dark colours in these pages. They are just stunning, aren't they? And if you're like me, you love spring, summer, bees, hexagons, all sorts. It's a combined theme. I guess it's like the classic beehive kind of look, but they're just so gorgeous. They really, really are. Well, if you fancy this, again, you're saving money, and it's on 2 flexis, so it's the one to do with your postage. There'll be a small admin fee before you check out, but you can spread that cost if it helps you. By the way, just briefly, Tony, can we talk about these watercolour paints? Because these were really busy earlier, and they're actually glow in the dark. I know, that's really impressive. And you know, sometimes when I read the word neon, I think, are they actually, or are they just going to be bright colours? Either way is good, but these are neon, saving £5. Tony, by the way, glow in the dark, is that under UV light?
Yeah, so it has to be sort of that UV neon light,
yes,
Charlie. But yeah, so if you're doing like fun cards for the Halloween or a hidden message, secret message, and you have to pop that light over. So it's just one of those torches that does a clear white light and then the blue undertone, and they show beautifully. It's so cool. But equally, they are neon paints. So in everyday daylight, they paint beautifully. They're of a thicker consistency. It's double the pans, so to what you would normally get. You also get the watercolour brush in there. So, you know, it's a really, really good value set if you are a beginner. If you're more advanced but don't have neons, because that's not something that traditionally comes in a pan set, it's not going to break the bank to try out these beautiful colours. And because they're all of that colour theme, there's a red, orange, vibrant pink, yellow and green, they mix beautifully, so you can create the tones of purples and the blues. You just mix them together.
Oh, honestly, I could do this all night, Tony. I really could. It's just having bits like this, the packaging, the experience. You've got a QR code on the back, so scan that. Takes you through to a bit of inspiration for you. But even the packaging is inspiring, isn't it? I love it. Right, Tony Darroch, what have we got first of all? Because I've only got lots of demonstrations planned. Look at the time. I've got about 40 minutes. What would you like to start with?
Yeah, so I know we're super limited for this, so I'm just going to add a little bit of colour to one of these images, and then I'm going to move on to reflection collection, if that's all right. So I've got 2 reflection stamps and 2 paper pads. I think they've been added to the show, but I'll do this one first, and then we'll get stuck into something different, because I appreciate there's nothing much left. So I have this one here. I'm just going to show you the perforation to show you how it comes out of the page. So all you do is you bend it on that perforation, maybe just pop your hand at the top there, and then just quite simply tear the card away. Now, normally when you tear this away from your book, it would tear the sheet, wouldn't it? There, you can see, look there. Now, look at that piece there. Not a single tear or shred or anything. So you can trim it down in your guillotine. What I've been doing personally is leaving them in, because I've been using them for mindfulness. So I can tear them out if at any point I need a card or a topper, but I have just been painting them, folding the pages back because of that ring binder, and I have just popped them on here. So let's paint very quickly one of these leaves. The way that I like to do it is you can use your pans, you can use your traditional ink pads. I showed you to use your traditional ink pads earlier. I'm just going to use a pen for sake here, but just show you how cool they are. So the gold foil will resist your ink. So even if you are 6 years old, 16, 60 or 100, you're going to be able to do this. It's for all ages. So I have a wet brush. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to wet the petal, quite easy here. Now, because it is true watercolour card, Lots and lots of cotton content in there. It's going to stay wet for as long as I need it to stay wet, for far longer than if it was a traditional piece of cardstock. So then I'm just going to take my pen here. I'm just going to drop some ink in. Quite simply. And then I'm just going to drag it out.
We've literally got a handful left, folks. If you're tempted, you do need to get your orders in quickly. Absolutely quickly. And that one, and Toni, we are right in saying once this is gone, that's it then, isn't it?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Charlie. I just did a live in my own studio at 6 o'clock just to touch on these and show the importance and the urgency. I have reordered more, but I don't know how long they're going to take. Everything's taking far longer than it traditionally does. So if you do like them, get them now. I don't want to see the emails going, I missed out. I know it's not your fault, but, you know, I do order a ton of stuff these days and it's getting literally quite out of hand. But anyway, so that is it, just painting. Let me just show you. I'll just hold the book up here so you can see that I painted 3 before coming to air, and I've just painted this one down here so you can see how beautiful that gold foiling is on there. Now, you have instant cards, OK? You also have the sentiments too that you just cut through. Look here, here are sentiments, so you just cut the gold foil sentiments out as well. Have a wonderful day, or whatever you want to, and you just stick it on the design and you have beautiful cards. Imagine doing these in your Gossip Sparkle pens, in your confetti ink. Now, I'm going to leave that be if that's OK, Charlie, and get ready to do a demo with Reflection Collection because I appreciate there's none of this left.
No, Toni, great time, and thank you so much indeed. It's been an absolute joy. Regular viewers will know, I'm just obsessed with anything that's forward. It just straight away, it's on another level, I think. Well, we're going to give you a chance to check out your baskets. It's been a really phenomenally busy, new and exclusive. I won't lie, we've literally got a handful left. So if you're tempted by this, you're getting all 3 books. Yes, you're getting those card blanks. Yes, you're getting the envelopes too. It's a really, really good opportunity, this. And journals, no one ever has to see what you create, or you might use them as toppers, like Toni said. It's really, really exciting. OK, well, we have got... Has it gone? Oh, it has actually just gone. Well done if you got yours. All the stock we've got has now been allocated into your baskets. It's not funny. We hope we had enough stock for 3 shows, but it's made 1 hour, 20 minutes worth of airtime, give or take. So thanks so much indeed. By the way, I found out that I'm going to be at the NEC this coming Saturday. I cannot wait. If you love your soft crafts, do come and say hello. We would love to see you at the Create and Craft stand. But here's how you can get tickets and come along to the NEC this weekend. Do you want to discover a whole new world full of creative inspiration? If the answer is yes, then join us at the Creative Craft Show at Birmingham's NEC from the 14th to the 17th of March. See the latest crafting supplies, exclusive product launches and expert demonstrations. Tickets also allow entry to sister shows, Sewing for Pleasure and Fashion and Embroidery. So there's something for everyone. Club members, you save 50% off the full ICHF retail price. So what are you waiting for? Order your tickets online today at creatingcraft.com and search for The Creative Craft Show. We look forward to seeing you there. Apart from the fact I can't stand hearing my own voice, it's going to be really, really exciting. Isn't it weird? Oh, is that what I actually sound like? Oh, I don't like it. That sounds dreadful. How do you cope? But you know what, though? I'll be at the NEC, like I said, this Saturday. So Martin Parker's going to be there on Friday. I'm going to be there on the Saturday. And Daniel Bancroft, he'll be there on Sunday. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. If you love a whole variety of crafts, that's where you want to be. It's going to be fantastic. So yeah, I'll see you Saturday. Right, if anyone brings any cake, extra points. But no, I'm only joking. Actually, no, I am requesting that. OK, but let's get back to this. This is the 3D embossing folder. It's all about the hot air balloon. And it's just so ornate. I'm just wondering if you can extract bits for, like, baubles and so on. I don't know. Maybe you can. But look, 347033. You're saving £5.50. Let's go and ask our Toni about this, because I know we've got lots of ideas for this one. It is beautiful. So then, Toni, what have we got here? This is a big success already.
This is romantic. And yes, it is very... My ears do hurt listening to you, Charlie.
What?
Romantic.
I thought you said bromantic. I thought you were being hipster. I thought you were being street, Toni. I didn't know.
No. I was just saying it is very awkward listening to your voice for an hour, but, you know, I've got earplugs in, so I'm safe around you, Charlie. It's all right.
I was just thinking, Toni gives me less lip when we do this over Zoom. I actually prefer it. I'm only joking. She likes to warm me up.
It's a good job. It's a good job. I love you, Charlie.
It
so,
is.
yeah. So this particular one is. I do love him, honestly. It's 5x7, and it's a hot air balloon. So I'm seeing romance. I'm seeing celebration, new births, even sympathy, should you wish. So you just run them through your traditional machines. They go through all machines. Just make sure you check your plates. Pop in the coloured cardstock of your choice, and then just use the medium. So you've seen me hundreds and hundreds of times on air, using our 3D embossing folders, add a little bit of gilding wax, add some glitter, texture paste, whatever it may be. They give the most exquisite 3D dimension on your cards. We are the best at embossing folders. I absolutely love what we do with ours. Really, really unique in design. Yeah. And it can allow you to be creative in more than one way. So, yeah, that's a super, super steal.
It's the positioning, isn't it, as well, right in the middle of the folder. It's just going to be a focal point of your projects. Yeah. Oh, black card, cheeky bit of gilding wax on that bad boy. Oh, I like it. So there you go, really excited. It is, of course, the happy hour. So price goes up in 3 minutes and 18 seconds to be precise. So, sorry, I can't even talk anymore. 33 minutes and 13 seconds. Oh, forget it. It's going up at 9 o'clock. I'll just say that, as even I can get those words out. Right, yeah, loving this. Let's get back to Toni there, because we've got lots more demonstrations in store. What's the next thing we're going to be looking at?
Have you had your snooze? Have you had your snooze?
Believe it or not, yes, I have, actually. Thanks, Toni. And thanks for the concern. I appreciate it.
I'm not there, ladies and gentlemen, to keep an eye on him. So I'll get him all G'd up. Don't you worry about that. I normally bring him a donut, and that gets him. He goes off the chart with a donut. So let's.
This is. Look at this.
Oh,
is everyone else hearing this?
Honestly, it's like Laurel and Hardy.
It is. It's like.
Listen, so.
Because you're not here, it's like the cat's away. I'm just being naughty tonight, Toni.
Let's get back to craft. Come on.
Yes,
so
okay,
I'm going to use. I'm going to show 2 more items which are available on the website, because we didn't have much left in the show. So I'm going to touch on these. If you got them when they were at launch, incredible, well done. So this is your 2 A5 Reflection Collection stamps. We have Dance in the Rain and we have A Beautiful Place to Be. Now, reflection is that inbuilt reflection that enables you to create cards that have a reflection that tell a beautiful story. So whether it be a family story, just an everyday story, we've all got a story to tell, and these stamped images replicate a story every single time you use them on your cards. They have some lovely sentiments too. You don't have to do the reflection. I've taken the technique out of it. It doesn't work, so I've built it into the stamp. So you get 2 A5 in this particular set. And I also want to very quickly just touch on some papers that work beautifully with, and then we'll do some demos. And if you like what you see, then you can check out your basket. So let me just show you the next one. So those come as a bundle, okay? Thank you so much for popping those up for me. And then we have these 2. So we have Dawn Till Dusk, and then we have Urban Life. Now, these are bumper packs of papers. You'll remember these, Charlie.
Oh, yeah.
And you can stamp onto them and get the most beautiful cards that look like you've done them yourself. I love a good cheat. I love anything that's going to make me look better as a card maker, and these totally do that for you. So you get 75 sheets in here. You do not have to be concerned about using them. You get them all. So you get this one, which is the Dawn Till Dusk, and then you get the Urban Life. This one went absolutely crazy. So this is all your scenes. I'll show you some samples in a second. And this is where you just stamp. Honestly, when I'm telling you, oh, got an extra insert in there. This is where you just stamp the stamp onto the paper and your eyes just jump from the page. It looks like they were pre-printed, and they were not. You can stamp the stamp anywhere on these papers. Let me show you. So that's another set. So that's 2 sets of 75 sheets in each of those incredible background designs. Now, let me show you some samples, because I have a ton here. Now, a lot of them are still at TV from my last show, but wait till I show you these. Now, if you missed the shows before, get ready, because Reflection Collection is a game changer. Yes, the watercolouring books are incredible. Something a little bit different, and I know that's why you've all bought them, because you're all looking for that little bit of difference, but these are different too. Let's have a look at these. Look at these. Look at that. That is the stamp. That is not in the paper, that is the stamp. So you stamp, and the reflection just comes to the base here. Just the papers. Nothing more. just some squares on there. Look at this one with your embossing powders. Add the highlights. You can add the stencils if you want to. Slimline cards. Waiting for the tram. This is telling a story. I love a story. Good story. Don't like listening to Charlie, but I like a good story. There you go, there's another tram. Here we go. Look, the lady and gentleman walking together. She's like looking back at the gentleman as if to say, it's raining, isn't it? That's my story. What's your story? What's this card telling you? Look at this one here. If you like your clean and simple. But it's there. The reflection is built in. It's running for the tram. Splats on there. You can really be creative. Add in your stencils, shaker cards, and just have the most incredible, outstanding cards that when you put out, people will know that these are a Stamps by Me card because they're so personalised to our style and design at Stamps by Me. Really recognisable. So let's do it. Shall I do a quick demo?
Absolutely, yeah, let's do it. Why not?
Yeah.
And I know you didn't mean what you said earlier,
fact,
so I forgive you. It's okay.
Oh, it's all right.
There's a lot of sassiness over Skype today, isn't there?
I'll bring 4 donuts next week, not 1.
I'm being good at the moment. I had a deep breath for lunch. I'm being good at the moment. I'm dieting.
A deep breath for lunch?
Yes. I had a cardboard cereal bar for breakfast. I feel fantastic.
Yeah, right.
Gonna have a thimble of water for dinner later. Then that's it for me. Yeah.
And then a 4-hour snooze.
A 4-hour snooze, maybe, Tony. Yes, maybe. Tony Darris.
Here, look.
You're being a little tinker tonight. You little tinker.
So this one with the family is like that connection when you're out on family gatherings, that family memories, celebratory. You did it, you passed your test, you passed college, whatever it may be. And it's this one here, and you also get the reflection with the tree as well and the words. And then the dance in the rain, you get the lady and the gentleman together, and then as the entities on their own. So I'm going to do the family because we don't have all of the samples here. They're still at TV. So I felt like if we do one on this one, you get a true sense of how it is. Before I do that, though, this is the paper. Look at this. It is so cool. I could tell somebody that I painted that. Of course, some of you might not, but some of you might want to. It's totally your choice. But I feel like that looks like I've painted that. So I'm just going to pop it into my very, very dirty Eureka here. And let's get the stamp. Now, you can pop this family jumping anywhere on this scene. Anywhere you want to. There's simply no rules. You know, they won't come and get you, the craft police, if you put it in the wrong place. So what I like to do is you can see the shadow is slightly jaded. So when I'm going to stamp it down here, I'm going to get that lovely reflection. I've got a tree, so if I want to do a tree in on my scene, I can totally do that too. So let's just get the stamp. Let's just stamp it in black, okay? Where am I putting it? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that lovely chunky colourless glitter. I'm going to pop it down here. And we'll create some shimmer in this water. So, oopsie daisy. Make sure you get it in place. Like so. And let's get a black ink pad. Now, they look brilliant in gold embossing as well, so experiment with your stash. I'll stamp this twice because I can... Oh, it looks like you see through him. Let's get it sorted, hey? Get some more ink on there, Tony. Don't be tight.
Well, this is the joy of the Eureka, isn't it? If you missed out, you can add more.
It never lets me down. There we go. So now you can see my jaded, lovely reflection. I didn't have to reflect that down. It's built into my one-part stamp, which I adore. So let's just move this out of the way. And let's just get a sentiment on here. Now you have some lovely sentiments too, which are quite cool for all year round. Let me just pop that on there so I can see the sentiments. Let's turn it over. So family means love, enjoy today, together is a beautiful place to be. Really, really wonderful sentiments. I think I'm just going to go for enjoy today. So let's just pop it up at the side here. And we'll just pop it in black for now because I'm just doing a sort of feels like for you all, so you all get a sense of how this system works. Now, because the papers are of a high standard, what you can do if you want to is you can enhance the colour on the paper already. It takes water. It doesn't take a ton of water like your watercolouring books, but it will carry some water. So if you do want to enhance the background and add your own style and your own sort of flavour on there, you can totally do that. But what I do want to do is I want to do this, and then we can show it at the end of the show, is hopefully my glue's not blocked, is if you pop, I just get my glue to come down here, and I'm going to use that colourless glitter with the glue, and then we'll come back to it by the end of the show and you'll see it's dried crystal clear. It'll look totally awesome. So I'm just going to take my glue here. I'm just going to pop it in between. So in the water, and just sort of like ricochet it down a little bit. And we'll go over the blue too. I'll just get rid of the big bumps because it'll take a while to dry if I don't get rid of those for you. So I'm just pushing those out. And then let's add the colourless glue, and then we will come back to it, Charlie. Remind me at the end of the show because I always forget. And it'll catch, because it's colourless, it'll be like the shimmer in the water. There's no colour in it, but you catch that gentle reflection, like as if you were on a yacht. You could see that gentle shimmer on the rise and fall in the water. That's what's going to happen with this. So let me just grab some paper.
Oh, they are nice. I mean, I wouldn't say no to a yacht either. Obviously, I know what that's like, Tony, but this is beautiful. You know, and it is here, like shards of ice in winter.
Listen, Charlie, one can dream.
What, one can dream?
Day one or one day?
I did win Euro Millions the other week, actually. I did. For £4.40. £4.40.
Well, that was a good guess, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So here you go, look, can you see?
Hasn't changed me.
It doesn't look much at the moment though, ladies and gentlemen, but I need that white glue underneath to sort of like dry clear. Once that's done, it'll catch all that shimmer in the water. So I'm just going to set this aside. I'll throw back to you, and then I'm going to do the second stamp set and the paper, if that's all right, Charlie.
That sounds perfect, Tony. Thank you so much. It was always a pleasure, and I did mean that. But it is, we absolutely love it. I love working with Tony. It's just so much fun. We just love these designs, don't we? Well, what we've just been talking about is this, of course. This is the Media Glitter. And if I just open, I know we've just seen it, but just to decant some for you, this is really, really lovely stuff, and you know, slight irregularities on this too. And you know, if I put my finger in there, it doesn't feel sharp to me at all. All of those different pieces, they are really, really pretty. They just catch that light, don't they? And I've got to tell you, we struggle to keep this in stock. 70% has gone whilst we're talking about things like that. I'm amazed it's actually still here. We were mainly focusing on the new and exclusive previous hour, but now we're giving it a little bit more time. People really, really love this. I just think it's just added interest. Shaker cards, you know, why not? So sometimes the elements in a shaker card can be a bit overpowering, but I think with the glitter, it's not too much. It's just added interest, different textures. It's worth every penny. It's £6.99. 60ml pot. It goes a long way, I've got to tell you. So yeah, 848-259. 2 payments of £3.15 for club members. I was looking at the time there. We've got about 19 minutes left on the show. It goes too quickly. If you have just joined us, the brand new and exclusive has sold out. Well done if you got those. But we've got the happy hour, the embossing folder. We've got the beautiful neon paints, the paper collection. We've got stamps, we've got lots more embossing folders. Have a look on products in this show. So if you go to creatingcraft.com, scroll down, you'll see everything there. Right, Tony, speaking of time, have we got time for more demonstrations?
Yeah, I've got 2. So let's do one with the other stamp and the other papers, and then we'll move on to Sweet Like Honey.
Let's do it.
So,
sounds good.
Dance in the Rain. So I've picked this lovely piece of paper here, but I just want to show you, look how they look in embossing. So you can really go to town and elevate the design beyond just the black ink pad. Don't put yourself in a box and think I've got to do it all in black like Toni does all of the time. Look at the lady there just walking on that lovely pathway, looking down on that cityscape. It's moody, it's misty. I just love it. It's just my style of craft, and I'm hoping that you as crafters at home can enjoy the moment and see the story too, because there's nothing more fulfilling than having a card or giving a card to somebody that's actually telling a story. It's all right giving a card, but if it means nothing, then what's the point in giving? What's the point in spending? What's the point in creating? It's got to mean something. So these cards are really going to be meaningful. So let's get the stamp here. So on this particular one, you get the lady and gentleman with the brolly, stood proud, and then you get them as if they're running for shelter. So let's just move this over. So I'm going to take one of the pattern papers. Now, although they are pattern papers and they are in a bundle and they are a super deal, you don't have to have the papers. If you want to do your own backgrounds and do ink blending, look at this card here with the ink blending. So you do not have to invest in the papers if you do not want to. The papers do aid and make them look better. But if you have the capacity or the capability to do these types of blending backgrounds, if you're a little bit more advanced, then go ahead and create your own story in your own way as well. So let's grab this one. So again, you can see here we have them stood proud. And then we have them sort of running, standing. So I like the one that's running. I like the lady as well. Let's go for the gentleman that's running. Now, the one that goes as... It really don't matter if you get it upside down as well. It's not the end of the world. I've seen a few cards where they've been stamped upside down and customers have said, I've put it in bin. You don't have to put it in bin. It's not that obvious. There is a top and a bottom, but if you don't do it the right way, it's not the end of the world. But if you do want to know which is the wrong and right way, the base of the design is shorter and has a jaded effect. So the top one is crystal clear and the bottom one is slightly distorted. So I like to do mine on and off the page. So as if they're running here into the path. It's about there's a storm coming or there is a storm. So I'm going to get ahead of the game here. And literally get into shop. I'm going to get in that coffee shop and I'm going to get myself the biggest pan of chocolate and hot chocolate with marshmallows and cream on.
You're trying to tease me again, aren't you, Toni? It's a tease.
It is funny. Well, when you've eaten all day is fresh air, you know. Oh, anything's going to be nice, isn't it? Yeah.
And a dried cereal bar. Yeah, it's lovely.
And a dried cereal bar. Sorry about you.
It's an emotional time, actually, I won't lie, this morning.
You better stand by your beds, everyone, because it sounds like he's going to eat somebody.
The cereal bar, honestly.
You know,
let me just say,
careful.
It promised far more than it delivered. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, well, they always do.
Oh, they're rubbish,
Anything under 100 calories and other pits, aren't they? Right, fresh air. You need the whole box to, like, feel it, don't you?
Just for some flavour.
So I've just got a white gel pen. A white gel pen here, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to add hopefully this works. Come on, yeah. So all I'm going to do is add a little highlight to their brolly. Now, I always add the highlights to one side, but you can pretty much do as you want. It's your card, why not? So add a highlight if you want to. Maybe put some more lines in the base. And then you can just add a sentiment. Now, I'm just going to use one of my foiled sentiments here from my new watercolouring book. So you just pop a sentiment on there. Then you have an instant card. You could trim it down. You could make a slimline card if you wanted to. Here's another one. Let's just show you another one here. So here is a slimline card using the same papers set. And it's just there, stood proud, and then the system there with the splats on there. So this is like, I'm waiting for the coach, I'm waiting for the bus, going to see my mum, my dad, whatever it may be. So you can just see the flavour of what these types of stamps and papers are going to deliver to you. So I'm going to move on to Sweet Like Honey. Is that okay?
Let's do it. Loving it. Those papers, by the way, they are beautiful. You've got those reflection stamps, then absolutely stock up. And you may have silhouette stamps already. It's going to work well with that. This is what Tony's referring to. If you just flicked onto Create and Craft, a very good evening to you. It's got a saving on it. It's got beautiful papers, one gorgeous stamp. It's a little poem there. I'm just thinking inserts. It's going to be such a treat for people to unwrap there. So yeah, £22.49. So it's 36 sheets, the stamp, and that beautiful, beautiful stencil, which is this one right here. Right, so Toni, yeah, so what's the first layer with this? Do you normally start with the papers when you're getting inspired?
I like to look at the I always look at the verse. I always I say, I like a story. So the verse for me is what makes it if I would buy a stamp that was £30 just for a good verse. Yeah. But that's just me and my style. People like to do different things. I appreciate that. So I'm just looking at my desk here for my demo, but it seemed to have disappeared. So it's okay. Let's just grab some paper here.
Oh, you got it. Okay.
It's such a cheat. It wouldn't help me anyway. It would watch me crash and burn.
Tony Derrick. A little bit sassy tonight.
So let's get some. Let's get some card here. So I'm just cutting a piece of card down just to size. And I'm just going to show you the stencil and the incredible stamp and the papers, because on the papers, you know, they have embellishments that you can physically fussy cut out that are not complicated. I am not good at fussy cutting, but they're quite easy to do actually, so quite satisfying. So let's just grab this piece of card and just move this under here. Now, you do not have to have a ton of stuff either, which is wonderful. We like it when you don't have to have a ton of stuff, don't we? And I'll get everything out. So I've got a nice teal card blank. These are on the web, and I've just got a nice square piece here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the stencil. So the stencil has the interior and the exterior. So you can do both if you want to. So what I like to do is move that out of the way. Get my glass mat. Help myself out with the glass mat. Now you decide which way you want your hexagon. Line it up on your mat. You have your grid lines on your mat. There we go. Just pop in there like so. And I'm just going to pop that on top in the centre best I can. And then I'm just going to secure it in place with my magnets from my glass mat. I'll just grab the other one out of my Eureka. Because your glass mat has two. Just pop that on there. It's just going to help me out. And then we just need to pick some colours. Oh, I nearly forgot. Look, we're getting there.
Oh, it
so you
looks
can
good.
see how the white has pretty much dispersed. So you're just getting that sort of shimmer across that water. Does it look better on... I'll just show you on the front
we
camera
can see.
here.
You're
Because
right.
sometimes... It's
like when you see the sun just bounce off those ripples in the water. It's really effective. I just think winter and ice and so on, but no, really, seriously not.
Absolutely. I've never seen a glitter that's colourless. That's why this has been super, super popular.
Especially that size.
There could have been in the past, but I've never personally seen it, and I think that a lot of crafters have never seen it. That's why it's been super popular. I love it. I love it. Because sometimes with the iridescence, you get a touch of green or a purple. Well, if I haven't got green or purple in my project, it clashes when the light catches it. So it's nice to have options, isn't it?
It's easy to use and fit in that respect, isn't it? Yeah. It's on the bottom of the screen, folks, if anyone's watching.
Thank you. So let's get some colour on here. Yellow, pink, purple and teal. So I'm just going to do a multicoloured background here, guys. I'm just going to grab... Oh, I thought I was going to grab... Maybe not. Right, yellow. So I'm using the Funky Fossil brushes here. So just get a bit of yellow on.
Oh, that looks great. And yeah, if anyone's watching wanting that glitter, yes, on the bottom of your screen. And it's all about these papers now too. So it's the Sweet Like Honey mini stamp stencil and the paper bundle, saving £7.50.
Yeah. So don't worry if you don't get an even blend, because I'll show you a hack in a second. So that's your pink. Let's do some purple. So just blend, blend, blend. Choose the colours you love at home. Like so. And then let's do a teal. So this is a honeycomb stencil, isn't it? Is it not? But I'm totally making it my own. I'm not going anywhere near what it's predicted for. I'm creating my own masterpiece here. So I'm just blending it out a little bit, get a bit of green on there. Like so. And then when you take it off, you have your lovely aperture in there. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to wet it a little bit. So I always take a little bit of a gun, I put it in my hands, and then I give it a little bit of a bleachy effect. So I'll just give that a second to activate that ink. Now, I have used a dye-based ink, so the inks that, if mine are not available, unfortunately, but the other inks like the Tim Holtz ones, the John Lockwood ones, all of those inks will work. Then I'm just going to grab some tissue and pick up that ink. And then when you pop it on, it will bleach that ink out. You see? We'll get a lovely, lovely design on there. Now, the more that dries, the lighter it will get. And then if you pop this one back on.
Oh, Toni, that's beautiful. Strong colours, aren't
Good,
they?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm stepping away from the traditional. Then if you pop this inside, you can then go back over with another colour. So if I went over this now in a yellow, it wouldn't be prominent, but the detail and the dimension and texture is going to be as like an underlay. So I'll just, in fact, I'll hold it in place with my magnets. This is the beauty of this glass mat, you know. There we go. So let's put the yellow on now and watch what happens. Doesn't look like it's doing much. And if you want to, you can pull in the ink from the sides as well.
So if you've got a texture paste, you can make it look like a wiry mesh if you wanted to. There's lots
Yeah,
of...
if you like your grunge.
Like your grunge, yeah. So these colours are they're striking, aren't they? They're lovely.
But when you move, now can you just see that honeycomb go through? And then if you move this as well, you have the full detail there on that design, and you can have it on the card however you please. So let's just move this out of the way. And even though that background's super, super dark, when I stamp my sentiment on it in the middle, it's going to look totally awesome. So just move this out of the way. Just check my time there.
Yeah, they're all
If you ever wonder why I'm like this, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just because I'm monitoring my time. I need to make sure I don't get involved.
About 5 minutes left.
It's okay, Charlie, because on HSN I get 8 minutes.
Oh, really?
To introduce my brand demo and showcase the product and
Wow.
let everybody know who I am. 8 minutes, yeah. I'm getting really good at it. This is why I'm trying to speed you up, you know. I'm trying to bring you up to speed now. This is how we do it.
Speak to any presenters. Would you speak to
if
Martin Parker?
If you need
What about Parchment Parker? You wouldn't speak to him like this. What about Decoupage Dan? You wouldn't speak to them like that, would you?
Decoupage Dan? That's a funny name.
Talk to the hand.
Where did that come from?
That came from Craft Off, which took place last Thursday.
Oh, yeah, the Craft Off. How did it go?
You didn't watch it.
I was in the States.
That's no excuse.
I can't be everywhere, Charlie.
I would have assumed you set your alarm for that, Toni Darkham. You've let me down and you let yourself down.
Yeah, I think, well, seeing as I did help you create that Craft Off, you know, I should get credit for that.
Yes, OK, well thanks. Thank you very much. It's Adam and Janice
It's all right. Oh, gosh. So let's just look at that. I'm just going to make it a little bit darker. Now, if you did this in an embossing powder, it would look totally awesome. I did think you won, though, did you, Charlie?
The what?
Did you
I
win?
win? Oh, sorry, I thought I said, did I? Yes, Toni, actually, funny you mentioned that. I was very humble. I was very gentlemanly. I just ran around the car park, skipping and screaming. I was very humble about it.
I did see, because I saw the photo, I believe, of you saying we are having to separate ourselves in the presenter's lounge because he's got monk on.
Dan and I are
That's
very
what
good
happened.
Yeah,
That's what happens with me and Sarah, Charlie, when we do it.
Oh, no. Well, Dan and I, we're doing another one, actually. I think, or we want to try and get Janice involved in one, so, yeah.
Oh,
we were going to do a winner
that'll be
stays
cool.
on, but that's too much. But yeah, so Adam and Janice.
Oh, yeah. It's hard work, isn't it, Charlie? It's really difficult.
It is when you're under that pressure. It was quite hard because you think there's just so much. And if you just sat down and actually worked it out, fine. But if by the time you think of an idea, it's halfway through the time, you just got to start something, you know. But it's good.
You have, like, when we do it here, we start with a 5-minute card, then the clock goes down. You've got 4 minutes to make a card, then 3, then 2, then 60 seconds to make a card with no prep. You just pull out of the jar what you're doing. I'm going to get them to do that with you, Charlie.
Fine, I'll give it a try. In some ways, I think it's quite good for me, actually, because you just... I'll overthink it, or I think, oh, is that right for this? Don't think, just go for it. Just go for it, you know. It looked rubbish, but...
I'd like to see you under that pressure, Charlie.
People said they'd never seen me so focused, but, yeah, it's probably true, actually.
So all I'm doing here, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm just cutting out one of the bees from this paper set, because look at this. So, so pretty. Very watercolour feel, soft as well, so it hasn't got any harsh edges when you come to cut it. I'm just going to cut this cute bee away here, nothing fancy here. Now, if you're not the best fussy cutter in the world, these are brilliant because the watercolour that we design and create on our papers goes beyond the design. So if you can't quite get into all of that detail, it's okay, because there's no white border, there's no ugliness hanging around. It just cuts through onto that watercolour sort of barrier around, so it doesn't look ugly. It doesn't look like you're the worst fussy cutter in the world. This is why they are like this, because I am terrible. It doesn't help that I'm using the biggest scissors in the world, mind. However, that's not the point.
No.
The point is, if you just go slightly round and make it look like you meant to just leave that little bit of a border, it looks really nice. And again, I would use the colourless glitter on this one. And I would just pop, let's just get rid of this for here.
Oh, well, Toni,
Let's grab my teal.
We've got just over a minute left.
Okay, I'll just leave that as is, like that, Charlie. I probably would add some sparkle to and matte it onto a card as well. But here is that, oh, I found my demo now, that's no good. Anyway, there we go, that's that card. So super, super duper. And then that is the sparkle on the water that's now dry.
Toni, loving this. It's been brilliant. And of course, you know...
Thanks so much, guys. I've had a fantastic day.
Honestly, it's been a pleasure, Toni. It always is. And I love the tools here. That stencil's gorgeous. And you're back at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I would ask you what you're going to do for the rest of your night, but obviously you're going to go back and watch Craft Off, aren't you?
No.
Toni Darroch, if you're wondering what we're talking about at home, Dan and I went head-to-head. We had to make a mixed media piece in 10 minutes. It was on Facebook, so if you go to the Create and Craft TV Facebook page, scroll back a bit. It was last Thursday, so you'll watch it back. We had great fun.